the beginning of a new year and my cat has already out-ruckused herself. Hey besties, and welcome back to the first Sustainability Sunday of 2026. If you're new here, Sustainability Sunday is a series where I teach you every week how to live life a little bit more sustainably without hugely changing your lifestyle or breaking the bank. It's the start of a new year, so you know what everybody's doing right now? Everybody's decluttering. Everybody is getting rid of stuff that they feel like they don't need anymore for the new year and their new me resolutions. Let me tell you something that you probably never realized about decluttering though. Wait, before we get into it, I recently found out that the vast majority of people that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to me. If you could go ahead, see if you're subscribed, and if not, hit that button. I'm trying to make it to 10K subs by my birthday, so let's see if we can make that happen. I apologize for this brief interruption. Let's get into the video. When most people declutter, it is not sustainable. And I don't mean that in the it's not something that they can keep up with long-term sense. I mean, it's not something that is sustainable for our planet. I get it. I get the want to declutter. I'm going through it myself. There are more sustainable ways to do it, but I fully understand everyone online is decluttering, and you may have gotten new gifts for the holidays and you're like, let me get rid of my old things that I can now replace. I understand the want to declutter, but there is a sustainable way to do it and there is a not sustainable way. Unfortunately, far too often, they're viewed as the same thing. Decluttering is viewed as being sustainable. Decluttering isn't sustainable by default though. Getting rid of stuff might feel productive and it might feel like you're doing a more sustainable thing, but there's a good chance that you're actually hurting the environment with what you're doing. I get it, okay? Especially sustainability content creators are probably preaching New Year's resets. It might have been the end of last year they were posting them because go into the new year decluttered. It might be now, start the new year with decluttering. I'm seeing decluttering everywhere. And yes, I have been working on decluttering as part of my apartment makeover that I've been doing. But please keep in mind, we've talked about it before. Sustainability is not the same thing as minimalism. Sustainability and maximalism can coexist easily. Decluttering also doesn't necessarily mean that you're being a minimalist, but minimalism and sustainability are very different things. I feel like the internet just keeps trying to make them one, and it's not, and it never will be. With minimalism, you're just reducing what you have. Versus sustainability, you're reducing waste. There's a huge difference. Oh, but Maya, why does decluttering feel so sustainable if it's not? I get it. I get that purging your belongings, you feel like you're making a step in the right direction. It feels clean, it feels fresh, it feels like a restart or a reset. It feels like you're doing the right thing, especially if you donate it. I very much get that. Like, hey, I'm definitely being sustainable in my decluttering because I'm donating things. We can start with how much donation centers don't actually put out the things that they accept. You can donate almost anything to my local savers. They will not put 98% of things donated out on the floor. They will keep it out back and then they will throw it away. That is part of the reason that I promote Buy Nothing groups so much. You know if it's going to somebody or not. I'm really hesitant on donating to savers, Goodwill, etc. because most of it just ends up in a landfill at the end of the day. The donation centers are overwhelmed, and even if the things that you're donating perfectly clean, you know somebody would love, there's a good chance that it's still not gonna get put out there. But also when you declutter, then you have the things you need to replace. I'm not saying you're decluttering because you got a replacement. For example, I got a KitchenAid stand mixer for Christmas as a Christmas/wedding gift combined. I did not have a prior stand mixer, but if I did, would I probably donate my old stand mixer? Yeah, granted I would do it on a Buy Nothing group, but I would be getting rid of the old because I got the new. Far too many people declutter and then use it as an excuse to go out and get the upgraded version. I got power tools for Christmas, which I know sounds like it's for my husband, not me, but you have no idea how badly I wanted my own power drill. I was tired of borrowing my father-in-law's because mine died a very long time ago. Now that we have a power drill, I can get rid of my old one. I'm not getting rid of one specifically to replace it. I'm getting rid of one because I already replaced it, if that makes sense. But far too many people declutter and then say, hey, now that I've gotten rid of this, I need to go get a nicer one to replace it with. Or honestly, even if people get rid of something to buy a sustainable alternative. We've touched on it before. Say you have plastic food storage containers. You want to get the more sustainable glass ones. Getting rid of your current plastic ones to buy new glass ones is not sustainable. Using both would be sustainable. Using the plastic ones that you have and not replacing them would be sustainable. If you really want the glass ones, by all means get them, but don't just throw away the old plastic ones because that's not being sustainable. Even if you are getting rid of something and decluttering something to buy what they claim is the sustainable alternative, that doesn't mean what you're doing is sustainable. Genuinely, keeping the thing that you already have, that's the sustainable option. Which sort of ties into how it becomes a cycle. Decluttering can turn into overconsumption. You consume so many things, and then you declutter. And you say, that felt nice. Then all of a sudden you've consumed so many things again, and you need to declutter again. It can be this never-ending cycle of overconsumption. I don't believe in overconsumption. I believe that it's a thing that happens. I don't believe in supporting it though. Maybe that's a better way to phrase it. It just becomes this never-ending cycle of, hey, I just decluttered so I can get new stuff, but then I got too much new stuff so I need to declutter, but now that I've decluttered, I can get more new stuff. It kind of ends up as a toxic relationship cycle. Maya, how dare you compare me and shopping to a toxic relationship? It can be a toxic relationship that you have with consumerism. That is very much possible. Another thing to keep in mind, how many things while you're decluttering do you get rid of that you will need again? I'm not against decluttering. Again, I love decluttering. We love a good declutter. I'm amidst declutter, but doing it the sustainable way. A prime example is I bought fabric glue because I had a jacket that was falling apart and it was way too hard for me to try to sew it back together. So I'm like, you know what? I'll use a little bit of fabric glue. In theory, I could have decluttered my fabric glue after that. I think it would have been a waste to only use it for one project, but no, I held on to it and now I have another project that I'm working on that I need fabric glue for. I did so many DIYs for my wedding that I'm like, yeah, now the wedding's done, I could just declutter all these DIY supplies. But instead, I found other ways to work them in around the apartment. We have a jar of miscellaneous nails and screws, and I just had to pull that out the other day because I was missing some screws for some furniture that I was building. Oh, but Maya, whatever you had extra, you should have just decluttered. No, I needed that for what I ended up doing. When I repot my plants, I keep the old pots when I move them into bigger ones because Lord knows, my plants are all different sizes. There's a good chance that I'm gonna need one of those middle tier sizes again when another one of my plants sizes up. A lot of people would tell me, no, that's just holding on to junk. You should be decluttering it. It's not bringing you joy. No, but in 2 months, when I know factually I'm going to need that thing, it'll bring me joy to have it and to not need to go out and consume again. Sometimes decluttering, you end up consuming more. Under my sink, I have these jars from breadcrumbs that anyone else would tell me, Maya, declutter those, toss those in the recycling or the trash. What are you doing? Have you ever fried something in a pan with oil? We do have a deep fryer. I don't use it super often. Maya, what do you do with that oil when you're done with the deep fryer? I let it cool and then I put it into these bad boys. Put it in one, put the lid on, toss it in the trash. They sell products to do that with, which is insane to me when I can guarantee you that somewhere in your cabinets, you have had something like this that was empty that you simply got rid of. I have DIY'd and repurposed so many things in my life, and that's what's sustainable, the repurposing. If you declutter and you get rid of something just because you have multiples of it, or you're not going to use it for its intended purpose, or I used you once and I can't see a time in the immediate future that I'll need to use you again, there's a good chance that you need to replace it then. Again, I am not saying do not declutter and hoard everything. I am not saying that whatsoever. I grew up with a family member that was a hoarder and it was not a good time. But I also grew up on 2 different ends of the financial spectrum. When I was young, we had money. We had a lot of money. We were good. I had a nanny. I did sports and dance and modeling and acting and pageants. When I was young, we were great financially. Then when I got a little bit older, we weren't. Parents splitting up, medical bills, a parent losing their job. Got to a point when I got older that I was very used to hearing my parents talk about getting foreclosure notices. So I lived on both sides of the financial spectrum, where one side we were great and we never worried about money, and the other side I didn't know if I was going to have a roof over my head the next month. Because of having that type of trauma, going from never worrying about money to never knowing if I'm going to have a home, I did develop some type of attachment towards items, some type of let me repurpose this, let me hold on to this in case I need it again because I won't be able to buy a replacement for it. That's why decluttering is so important to me now, because it's a part of healing from that. But I still have that part of me that says, repurpose this, use this for something else. It's little things like using plastic cups as vases. When I got a new shoe rack, using the old shoe rack to dry my lay flat to dry items instead of just getting rid of it. I learned a long time ago how to repurpose things, and that can be a lot more sustainable than decluttering. When can decluttering be more sustainable though? Because I know I keep saying that it's not necessarily sustainable, but it can be. So when is it sustainable? To quote Rent, it is sustainable to no absolutes. If an item is broken to a point that you cannot safely repair it, and it would cost far too much money for you to bring it to get repaired, yeah, declutter it, absolutely. If something genuinely does not fit your life anymore and you have zero actual interest in it anymore, yeah, declutter it. If it makes you actively sad to see something in your home, absolutely declutter it. I have a friend whose cat passed away. She decluttered a lot of the cat supplies. She actually gave me some of her cat's toys and her cat's cat tree. Pip loves them. Pip has been living for them. It makes my friend happy to see that. But having that around her home when she knows she's not getting another cat would just be a reminder that she doesn't have her cat anymore, that her cat passed. That's something to declutter. If you're passing items directly to somebody else that needs them, that is searching for them, that could use them, then it's very much worth being decluttered. I hate to bring everything back to buy nothing groups. I know I always do. When I moved into this apartment, I posted just saying what we needed for the apartment. People were so happy to declutter and give us things that they didn't need. Somebody was decluttering shoe cabinets that were the exact shoe cabinets that I'd been looking for almost a solid year. But keep in mind, decluttering doesn't need to be absolutes. Again, when you start the decluttering process, you can have a box of things that do not resonate with you that you know you want to declutter. And you can have a box of things that you're not sure about. You can keep them in that box and sit on it and think about it. Check your local buy nothing groups and see if anyone posts that they're searching for any of those things. For example, say that you got new pots and pans and your old ones are perfectly fine and you're wondering, do I keep my old ones and use all of them? Do I get rid of my old ones? And you might see somebody post on your buy nothing group saying that they just moved into an apartment and they're looking for pots and pans. That might be the sign that, oh, I put the old ones in the maybe box because I don't know if I'm keeping them or not, but this person needs them. So yeah, I'll give them to them. It doesn't have to be absolutes. You can sleep on it, you can think on it, you don't have to make an immediate decision. Just like how if something is broken, if you are not trained/educated in how to fix that manner of item, it doesn't make sense to hold on to it unless it's relatively affordable to fix. Obviously, this doesn't count for things that have, you know, significant emotional meaning. At the end of the day, when it comes to decluttering, safety, functionality, and mental health matter. If it hurts you to have it or if it doesn't serve you to have it, why have it? If it's not functioning in your daily life, why have it? But don't just throw it away. Don't just donate it, especially if it's broken. Post on a buy nothing group, but give the full description. Say, gifting PS4, 4 parts, cannot get it to turn on. You might find someone that knows how to fix PS4s that is very interested in it. Or you might find somebody that runs a rage room and just wants one for somebody to break. Either way, something that you're not getting any use of anymore can go to someone else that gets use from it. I guess that it's all about just approaching decluttering differently. Approach decluttering with the question of, am I decluttering to make room for more? Or am I decluttering because I have too much? If you're just decluttering to make room for more, there is no point in decluttering. If you think that you just have too much, ask yourself, do I have too much? Or am I just misusing what I have? Again, I'm not saying keep things that you don't need, but the amount of times that I've gotten rid of something and then a month later said, damn, I need that, and I just got rid of that, insane. I guess it kind of all comes down to sleep on it. Don't make any I'm getting rid of you immediately decluttering decisions because it's not sustainable. And if something is slightly broken but you can fix it, please fix it. After all, that's what sustainability is about. Repair it, don't replace it. If it's too complicated, or for me, if it involves electricity, I try to avoid trying to fix it because I don't want to electrocute myself. But genuinely, the amount of things that I have fixed, because why would I replace it when it still works perfectly fine? Fix things that you have, upcycle things that you have. Don't get rid of them just so you can replace them. The focus of decluttering should always, always, always be slowing your consumption and more mindful consumption, as opposed to just purging and then consuming. Remember, you don't need to have a perfectly curated home to be sustainable. Your home does not need to look like an influencer's. Most influencers' homes don't even look like influencers' homes. Either everything is pushed out frame or they had a cleaning crew come in to clean before they started filming. I don't mind having dirty dishes in my background because I like to keep it real with y'all. I can't really think of any other content creators that would happily have dirty dishes in their background. I will happily leave cardboard boxes on my floor for my cat to play with. She's my world, and if she wants to play in a power drill box, she can play in the box that power drill came in as much as she wants. Your home doesn't need to match. It doesn't need to be curated. It's about using what you have. I'll go back to it 1,000,005 times. My garlic jar that keeps my straws in it because it's in the background of most videos. Does it match us in my kitchen? No. But I had it and it was sustainable to use. Using things that you already own, keeping things that you own is not being a failure. As long as you are doing it properly and you're not over-consuming for the sake of over-consuming. You don't need a January 1st restart to start your sustainability journey. You don't need to do a whole house purge to start being sustainable. You don't need to declutter everything that you own to be sustainable. In fact, so often it does the exact opposite. Sustainability is about intention and keeping things, not about minimalism and emptiness. It's not emptying out your house and having less. It's wasting less. So I guess everything once again ties back to the Buy Nothing group. If you have things to get rid of, it's a lot more sustainable to post it on your local Buy Nothing group than it is to donate it, and a lot more sustainable than throwing it away. If you feel like you have an excessive amount and you do need to do a deep declutter and purge, that's fine. But please post the things you're getting rid of online so that somebody else can use them. So that they go to a home where they're not just sitting there going to waste. And remember, we don't shame anybody around these parts. Anyone that wants to be sustainable has already taken the first step. We live in a society where overconsumption is very difficult to get away from. The fact that you want to is the first step that you're doing something right. So let's not shame those that are decluttering, even if they're not doing it in a sustainable way. No shame, no guilt. Just showing people a more sustainable way moving forward. Have you decluttered your home? Have you fallen trapped to the decluttering trend? I love watching decluttering videos, and yes, I've been decluttering, but in a more sustainable way. Let me know about you. I do kind of love it. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I put out new videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and then alternating Mondays and Fridays. Sundays are sustainability Sundays, so if you like the sustainability content, come around here every Sunday. We have a good time. While you're at it, make sure you hit the bell. Otherwise, YouTube will never tell you when I post new videos. It's a little bit broken like that. Also, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help boost my small channel in the algorithm a lot more than you know. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I don't know, but I've been told the world outside is oh so cold. So cold.